Hello, I'm Peggy Howell, and I'm going to be doing book talks for the next couple of weeks. Why am I doing book talks? Well, if you remember, I'm a retired librarian, but I've been subbing for a number of years. I've been teaching classes in children's literature, and I sit on some committees that discuss children's literature. Not that that makes me the best in the world for this, but it makes me interested in what I'm doing. So the first book today that I'm going to talk about is The Day the Crayons Quit. Now, if you remember this story, the crayons were very upset. You see, they only could be used for one thing. The blue would be the sky, the gray might be the elephant. Yellow and orange argued over the color of the sun. They wanted to be something else. So they wrote to their owner, Duncan, a letter, how they wanted to be used differently. Now, this was a persuasive letter. It was an opinion letter. It was a letter that you can use when you're teaching letter writing. Not only that, it was written in cursive. Now, this book is probably better for some older children because of the way it is presented. You never see Duncan, so children might want to decide what he looks like. And in the end, the reader might be surprised as to what Duncan agreed to do. The pictures are like this. They are the kinds of pictures that a young boy would do, so younger children would probably identify with this book. This year, the crayons came home. Now, it's not the same crayons, although they do appear from time to time, but they have a real problem. You see, just like children's crayons, they were in places that they shouldn't have been. One was under the sofa. One went through the wash. One actually was eaten by a dog, who then proceeded to what dogs would do when they ate a crayon. Well, they left home as well, but they wanted to come back. This time they wrote postcards, very short postcards. What a wonderful time to share what is a postcard and what is a letter. You could also use this with the maps or the globe or even Google Maps as to how they got back. One of them, the little pink one, he went to a swimming pool. But when they came back, they built this house just for them. I can remember growing up and loving to make houses and things like this in the classroom. You might not have time for this, but this is a wonderful picture of what they could do. You might also want to read this book, Red, a Crayon Story. This is a little different. It's about a crayon who's in a red cover, but he turns out to be blue. The parents don't realize that. It'd be interesting to see how quickly the children pick up on that. The interesting thing about this book as well is that the different colors whose names are included, children might come up with some different names for colors. So if you're looking for books as to how to write letters, if you're looking for books to develop the characters that are in the book, these books by Daywalt, who, by the way, actually wrote horror stories, this might be the books for your classes.